Welcome back to Meet and Greet, welcome back. Today we are making pocket brisket, baby brisket, brisket junior. There's all kinds of terms for it. What is it? It's a great question. Today we're smoking just the Mohawk of the brisket. Yeah, I know, it sounds kind of weird. We're smoking just the Mohawk. I released a how to trim a brisket masterclass. If you've seen that masterclass, I'll drop it in the description. But if you've seen that masterclass, then you know that when I trim brisket, I trim extremely aggressively on the Mohawk. I take a good chunk of the Mohawk. And part of doing that is, well, we don't waste meat around here, so what do you do with the Mohawk? I guess you could make sausage or grind it up and make some kind of burger, but the likelihood of just normal folks like me and you doing that, slim to none. What I like to do, I like to take the Mohawk, put it on my smoker, and smoke it like a brisket. The end result, highly delectable, extremely tender, very juicy, baby brisket. It's just a junior brisket, and it's delicious. Follow along. If you've been here before, you know that I have yet to let you guys down, and I don't plan on doing it today. And if it's your first time on the channel, we ask nothing of you, other than to have maximum enjoyment for the duration of this video. Let's do it. Before we jump into the meat and potatoes of this video, 2 seconds, really quick. One, we have merchandise. I hand designed these hats. If you love barbecue, well, for the love of barbecue, buy one. They're on the website, links in the description, and my pride and joy, my baby, Brisket Booster, will be the star of the show today. This is a rub that I handcrafted specifically for brisket. I use it in my How to Smoke a Brisket video. If you want to see this in action, after you're done watching this, go back and watch that. Or you could just stick around because we're going to use it today. This is a proprietary blend of hand-selected premium spices that I have compiled to achieve the color and the taste that I'm after when I make a craft brisket. So if you are in the market for a new rub or some new merchandise, we got it for you. Okay, that aside, let's jump into the video. Okay, I'm excited. Pocket brisket, brisket junior, baby brisket, behold. This is the Mohawk off of the brisket, and it's great. I have 3 of them. Isn't it great? I promise you this will be one of, if not the easiest cuts of barbecue you ever make. You almost can't go wrong. There's enough intermuscular fat to protect the meat. You can run higher temperatures, 275, potentially 300, depending upon your pit. And today, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Let's just jump right into it. When I trim these down, now this one came off pretty much perfect, but just like any cut of barbecue, what you want to do is you want to ensure that the meat is as aerodynamic as humanly possible. We're not gonna cook these like this because it'll burn that way. I'm actually gonna turn it on its side and we'll cook it like this. So I just wanna envision this being literally like a mini brisket, and I just wanna take any kind of lingering sharp spots, like so, and round my edges out, just like you would a brisket. This looks pretty good. And that, my friends, is nearly perfect. I'm just going to find kind of this flappy fat. I'm going to bring my knife all the way down and take it out. That is a perfectly trimmed brisket junior. I'll do one more. So we have too much hangy. We don't want that. So we're going to take that off. Round it out like so. This one's done. Look how easy it is. It'll smoke perfectly. Now to season, very, very simple. I'm gonna hit it with a binder, 50-50 mustard and pickle juice. That's my preferred binder, just a little bit, not a ton. All right, we got the binder. We're just gonna go pepper, salt, brisket booster. just like you would a brisket. And now the star of the show, Brisket Booster. If you're curious, you can buy it online on the website. Link is in the description. And that, my friends, is a perfectly seasoned pocket brisket. All 3 pocket briskets have been perfectly seasoned. Next step in the process, they're going on the pit. And guys, if this is not your first time here, then you know I normally cook all barbecue in my videos on my hand-built 500-gallon smoker, but I've heard the calls. I've heard the talks from the streets, and the streets want me to bring, for some odd reason, my backyard smoker that I have not used in like 4 years, but your wish is my command. So it didn't feel right to bring out the little tiny guy and not make a little tiny guy. So I got a little brisket for my little smoker. And for all my brothers of the barbecue who don't have 500-gallon smokers and only have backyard smokers, I will not poke fun at you, but I do love you anyways. Let's go to the smoker. Let's get these on. We're at the pit and the play is very simple. First off, like almost nearly every video I ever film, there's literally rain coming right over my shoulder. So I hope that we can crank this video out for you. But the play today is super simple. 275 to 300 degrees. We're gonna roll these pocket briskets anywhere between 4, 6, 7, 8 hours. I don't know. We'll see how fast they get done. I'm going first, as always, off of feel with my Thermopin and then temperature. I'm gonna finish these a little bit past done. If you've seen my brisket masterclass, my how to smoke a brisket, I talk in depth about when I pull a brisket. This, I'm not gonna be that detailed at all. I'm just gonna probe it. If it feels tender and it's temping 203, 205, 210, somewhere in there, we're gonna yank it off and I'll show you how I finish it out. I'm just going to face what looks to be the thickest part towards the fire like I would a brisket. And I'm gonna put the biggest pocket brisket towards the wall because the wall has most of the heat. Put that guy right there. And then all you wanna make sure you do is just kind of squeeze it together and get it as plump and uniform as possible. How it sits is how it's gonna cook. And you want the fat cap. There's fat right here. Fat cap, you want that facing up just like you would a brisket. And those are done. Now that they're on, we'll just let them roll and I'll maintain my fire for the next 3 hours until we check it. Time to check our pocket brisket, and there's a couple things I want to talk about. Again, if you've been on the channel before, you know I've cooked everything on my 500-gallon. Viewers request, we have the backyard smoker. The way that I'm running this backyard smoker is as Wild West as humanly possible. Check this firebox out. I have established a decent coal bed, and I have 3 fairly large logs sitting in the firebox. I have 2 base logs or 2 running logs, and then I have 1 guy just cooking on top. And really there's no rhyme or reason to how I'm running this. I want to cook these hot, I want to cook these fast, I want to make sure I get maximum fat render, I want to get the bark that I want. Why am I telling you all this? Because you don't have to stress. If you don't have a bunch of time behind the fire, that's okay. Just know that on these Mohawks, I like to cook them at whatever temperature my pit is already running at. Most times when I'm making my pocket briskets, I'm already cooking briskets. That's where I got the Mohawks from. It's a pitmaster snack. 5, 6, 7 hours, somewhere halfway in between the brisket cook, I know that my pocket briskets are gonna be ready. That's the approach that I normally take. However, because I'm cooking these isolated, I can run them a little hotter just to push them. So let's check them out. My temp gauge is telling me I'm running about a 375 degree fire. Pretty hot, hotter than you'd want. But I just put a couple logs on there maybe 10 minutes ago. That's what you just saw. And so I'm prepared for the fire to spike. But I know as those logs start to combust, That fire will settle down about 300 is where I want it. Let's check out the pocket briskets. They're getting nice and firm, just how I want them. Bark is starting to set really quick. These are looking good. Aren't they cute, guys? You gotta love them. Fat side up. I have my hog sprayer. Again, link is in the description for this bad boy. I use it in all my videos. In here I have 50-50 warm water and apple cider vinegar. Now that the Mohawks are starting to dry out, I'm gonna wanna hit them with a little bit of moisture. So that's all I'm doing here. It's okay to run things a little hotter. You still don't wanna burn your meat. So I'm just gonna hit them, give them some moisture back. And we'll let them keep rolling. Baby briskets have been rolling, I think, about 3.5 hours or so. That's what you just saw. The 3.5 hour check. I'm gonna let them roll just another couple hours. I'll check them here and there. Really all I'm looking for now is proper bark set, proper color, and then once I get that, we'll get them wrapped and we'll finish them up. So I'll see you when we wrap them. I wanna pop in somewhere around the 4.5 hour mark. And what I wanna do is take my Thermopin, and really I'm first just looking for texture. Feel. I want to feel the doneness or the not doneness. Yeah, not doneness. And then I want to see what the internal temperature is. Let's check it out. Pocket briskets are looking great. I'm just going to hit it with some moisture. Oh, apple cider vinegar water. Just where it needs it. And then let's see what they're probing at. 147 on that back one. 150 on the front. So they're all temping right about 150 degrees internal. And what I know is we're about to go into the stall. I've been running 300 degrees pretty much this whole time, 275 to 300, and that's working perfectly. I'm getting the bark I want. I'm getting the fat render I want. If you saw there was a water pan in there, I can tell I probably got a little bit too much moisture on the inside of my cook chamber. My bark is just, it's a little too moist. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna pull that water pan out, which is gonna allow the surface of my pocket brisket to dry out just how I want, because I know here in a little bit, right after the stall, I'm gonna get them wrapped up. So for the time being, I'm gonna roll them, again, 300 degrees, and right on the outside of that stall, probably 175 would be ideal, 180, 175, somewhere in there. We'll get them in the butcher paper, finish them out, and then it'll be time to eat these bad boys. Thanks for hanging with me, guys. I'll see you when it's time to wrap. Behold, a pocket brisket post-stall ready to wrap. This bad boy has been on for exactly 5.5 hours, and we are temping 173. Which is just about perfect, right in the midway point of this pocket brisket. You're gonna wanna pull this post-stall, which is at least 175-ish or after. I think 175 is a perfect number. 175 to 180, we'll get it done. Now we're gonna finish this off the same way we would a traditional brisket, in butcher paper. I'm not doing tallow or anything like that. I'm just gonna spray my butcher paper down with my apple cider vinegar and water, my 50-50 mix. I'll wrap it up nice and snug, get it back into the smoker until it's finished. Now I don't wanna roll this thing up like a Chipotle burrito because that's just too much butcher paper. But what I do wanna do is make sure that I got it as tight as I want. And I'm just gonna roll this in. And that's perfect. That is a perfectly wrapped baby brisket. Back on the smoker. I'll see you guys when it's done. The time has come, my friends. The time has come. Behold, this is a fully cooked pocket brisket, and I couldn't be more excited. This video, I don't have the inclination to just drag this whole thing out. So let's take a look at it. Let's chop it, let's sauce it, and let's eat it. It's so fun because it's just oh man, look at it. It's so great. It's so great. Let's talk about it for 10 seconds just so I can explain what's happening, and then we'll eat. I cooked this baby brisket to 203 degrees internal. Now, for my friends at home, I would go to 205 to potentially 210. There's enough intermuscular fat for this piece of meat to take that level of cooking. I would take it out to that temperature for the way that I'm going to eat this. I'm going to essentially pull it and then chop it and stick it on a bun and eat it as a sandwich. And my preferred way of doing it is just to kind of slightly overcook it, just to get it real nice and tender. I didn't do that this time because frankly, I'm just ready to eat it. But if I had the time, that's where I would cook it to. Let's just take a slice as if it were a brisket. Beautiful piece of Mohawk. Oh, yeah. I'm just gonna chop it now. Oh yeah, get all that bark in there, all that fat. Now that we have this beautiful brisket nice and chopped, I'm gonna take some of my favorite sauce. This is some Blue Hogs, and I think it's called their Tennessee Red. This is so good. It's got a vinegar base. It's a lot thinner than your normal barbecue sauces are. It's got a bite, it's got a kick, it's got the sweetness on the back end, and I just love dredging beef in this right here. So I'm going to essentially assemble my meal, which is a bun. Caveat, if you have access to Martin rolls, get a Martin potato roll. They're the best buns on planet Earth. I'll try to drop a link in the description of where you can get these. They don't sell them in all 50 states. So there's that. But we have a potato roll. I have a little something in here you'll see in a second. I'm going to thinly slice just a couple slivers of onion. I'm going to put it on the bottom, and I'm just going to finish it again with that sauce. Check it out. Nice cherry on top. Some fried onions. Now guys, you can do a bunch of variations to this. You can put American cheese on it. You can put slaw on it. You could put jalapenos on it. I mean, the list is endless. For me, I'm just gonna keep it super simple. And there you have it. A delicious meal. Let's do the best part. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I am a mess and I wouldn't want it any other way. This is arguably one of the best barbecue sandwiches I've ever made in my life. And I'm not fluffing you guys. This is hitting all the points. The sweetness, the spicy, the crunch from the onions, the salt from the onions. Brisket booster, I can taste a little bit of that spice from that booster on the back of my tongue. This is just, you honestly can't beat it. The only thing I'd change, if I could change anything, I would have buttered and toasted these buns just a little bit. So put that one in the repertoire. But other than that, man, this is hitting all the spots. Okay, one more bite and then I'm gonna ask you for 3 things. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is a delectable pit snack. You can't beat it. If you're making brisket, trim the Mohawk off, set it to the side for another day, or better yet, throw it on the pit with your brisket, eat your little pit snack, and you can't beat it. This thing is delectable. I hope you guys try this. Put your little mix, put your little rendition on this bad boy, however you want to do it. You can doll it up, or you can keep it simple just like I did. 3 things, as always. Like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate you guys. Meet and greet. Big Frizz, over and out.